What's up, everybody? Welcome into Dodger Heads, presented by DodgerBlue.com, part of the Medium Large Sports Network. My name is Jeff Spiegel, joined today by Matthew Moreno. Happy New Year's Eve to all of those watching this the day that it is being posted. We have a little bit of an update, interestingly enough, on Roki Sasaki. His agent, Joel Wolfe, spoke to reporters yesterday, giving a little bit more information about where Sasaki is, what those initial meetings were like, and things such as that. Bill Plunkett, among others, sort of recorded some of the information on social media. And kind of the keys to me, Matt, were that Sasaki is currently in Japan, kind of mulling over all of the information that he's received. A lot of these teams, it seems, had been spending months preparing for this, according to Wolf. He wouldn't confirm how many teams met with him, but he did say there were no players present for the meeting. So we know Ohtani and Yamamoto were not part of the Dodgers pitch. A number of other things came up. What stood out to you most about the information that Wolf gave out to reporters?
I think probably that no players were present. And that was something I know you and I, when we did our live show, and there was some Sasaki news that had trickled out, and we were discussing that. And I said, I wonder if Ohtani and Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, if any of them were at this meeting that the Dodgers had that has been reported. I know Joel Wolfe didn't confirm it, but has come from enough reputable sources that we can safely assume that it is accurate that the Dodgers did have an in-person meeting with Sasaki recently before he made his way back to Japan, as Joel Wolfe has now relayed. I think what's interesting about it is not only whether the Dodgers or any of these other teams that have reportedly met with Sasaki, current players present, but that it was at his request that no active players be part of that. So I think that's kind of interesting. And I'm not saying it from a critical standpoint, just objectively speaking, I wonder what his thought process was with that. Could it be, maybe wanting to avoid the peer pressure type thing of these guys sitting in the room with him? I know Ohtani a couple months ago, I think it was now, he said he wasn't going to really try to persuade Sasaki or pressure him in any sort of way. And that he considered him a friend, and that whatever his decision ultimately was, that he would respect. So it's interesting to see that that is the case. I know that there was the caveat that some of these teams that had recorded videos and presentations that active players were, messages from them seemed to be included in that, which I think obviously is fine. So although, Ohtani wasn't there in person, did he do something like that? Or maybe not, given his comments. So was it Mookie? Was it Freddie Freeman? Was it, somebody along those lines doing that? But I thought, to me, that's what struck me as kind of the most interesting with the meetings aspect of it.
Yeah. Wolf also added another interesting piece, by the way, is that he does not expect Sasaki to sign right when the window opens on January 15th, that it'll be sometime between then and the deadline, which I believe is January 23rd. So it might be, anybody that was expecting an announcement prior to January 15th, it sounds like via the agent, that's unlikely, and that it might dip into the third or fourth week of January before he signs. But Matt, the thing that stood out to me most was kind of the quote that's probably gotten the most publicity. When he was asked Joel Wolfe was asked about why Sasaki decided to come to Major League Baseball now, not waiting a little while longer, signing a contract worth hundreds of millions of dollars. He said this, quote, "He's a guy that wants to be great. He's not coming here just to be rich. He wants to be the greatest ever." And to me, Matt, this signals one thing. And I've been the guy on here that has said, I don't think we really know anything. I think it's an echo chamber. I think everybody's making the same assumptions about him being a Dodger, yada, yada, yada. I don't know if the confidence is misplaced, etc. I hear this quote, Matt, and I think Roki Sasaki is going to be a Dodger, because you cannot, with a straight face, Matt, even via your agent, tell me that you want to be great, that you want to be one of the greatest ever, that it's not about the money. You cannot say that and then go sign with the Padres. Go sign with the San Francisco Giants. If you would like to be great, if you'd like to be one of the greatest ever, and you genuinely mean it, and you are an intelligent person, which I assume Joel Wolfe and Roki Sasaki are, you have to sign with the Dodgers. You can't say things like that and then not be a Dodger. So, Matt, I come away from this more convinced than ever that Roki Sasaki is going to be a Dodger. Am I crazy?
Not crazy. I don't know how much these new details and quotes from Joel Wolfe sway it for me, but I think, and I know that you have also been in the camp of thinking Sasaki is going to sign with the Dodgers. I remember,
right?
What are we at? Maybe a month ago now, 3 weeks ago, you put on a tinfoil hat, metaphorically, with Anthony during one of the live shows. It was during the winter meetings when Joel Wolfe, the last time he kind of publicly addressed everything, and you said, "Hey, read between the lines. This is what's going on." I think there could be more of that still happening. Look, The Dodgers, like I forgot, I think maybe it was Dexter Fowler or MLB Network or the MLB account. Somebody put out something recently on Twitter explaining why the Dodgers are the best option for Sasaki, and he basically cited their pitching development and their resources. Right. That is true. Like, there is a reason that the Dodgers kind of have the reputation that they do and the success that they have now. Not every pitcher it hasn't worked for everybody, but there have been enough times where they have helped a pitcher take that step forward, or completely rehabilitated him, and if it was completely struggling and found new life with the Dodgers. Sasaki obviously has otherworldly talent and potential already, and so if you take that, you mix it with some of the stuff that the Dodgers have at their disposal, whether it's just an expansive front office and pitching coaches and or data and tracking instruments and all that, like, yes, to your point, like, they are the team, the franchise that can get him to being one of the greatest ever, because you need all that stuff. And then another component that you need is to win. And the Dodgers, yes, they don't win a World Series every year, despite, I know we just recorded a video on quote unquote buying a World Series championship. Like, you can't do that, but they are competing for a World Series year in and year out. That doesn't appear to be ending anytime soon. And so you layer all that together. There have to be more pros than cons for Sasaki to come to LA.
Yeah, and look, if you want to lose in the NLDS, there's another place just down the road. If you want to finish fourth in the division, you could head north a little bit and find a place on the West Coast there. But if you want to be great and you want to be the greatest ever, then you need to be playing on the biggest stage, and you need to be successful, and you need to be on teams that win. And we can pretend like that's not the case, but to be one of the greatest ever, you have to do that. And the guys who have gone to the biggest stage and performed and succeeded are the guys that will go down as the greatest ever. And so if this is true, if the reason he passed up hundreds of millions of dollars is because he wants to be great, he wants to be developed, he wants to become one of the greatest ever, it has to be with the Dodgers. No other team would make a ton of sense. I mean, look, you could talk me into the Yankees or the Mets or some of these teams that at least are spending and competitive, and Juan Soto with the Mets, and, the Yankees obviously making it to the World Series with Aaron Judge last year. Sure. But if you're connecting this to, he wants to be on the West Coast reports and that kind of a thing, then if he truly does want to be on the West Coast, maybe I'll summarize it this way. This quote is great news for the Dodgers, because there is no team on the West Coast that presents him with the chance to be great and the greatest ever, quite like the Dodgers. So let us know what you all think in the comments below. Again, Joel Wolf speaking to reporters, the agent for Roki Sasaki, saying A, that he's not going to be signing before or on January 15th, that it might take a few extra days, that he is currently in Japan talking to friends and family, kind of narrowing down the list. And beyond that, we don't know. We don't know what the next steps are. If it's going to be visits to different cities, if there are going to be players involved next time around, that's all information that remains to be seen. So make sure you're following DodgerBlue.com, DodgerBlue1958 on social media, because we'll have that information for you as soon as it is available. That is Matthew Moreno. I am Jeff Spiegel. Folks, enjoy New Year's Eve. Have a great celebration tonight, and be back tomorrow. We got a fun video that's going to be coming tomorrow, sharing some of our New Year's resolutions as Dodger fans. That'll be right here on the Dodger Blue YouTube page. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. And as always, go Dodger.
皆さん、本日もご視聴いただきありがとうございます。さて、佐々木朗希選手のメジャーリーグ挑戦に関する情報が少しずつ明らかになってきましたね。彼の代理人であるジョエル・ウルフ氏の発言を通じて、佐々木選手が自らの決断に慎重でありつつも、その中に燃えるような情熱を秘めていることが分かりました。史上最高の選手になりたいという彼の目標。その覚悟は本当に胸を打たれるものがあります。そして、このような目標を達成するためには、やはり LOSANGELES ドジャースのような環境が最適ではないでしょうか。ドジャースは、その長い歴史と豊富なリソース、そして常にチャンピオンシップを目指す文化を持っています。ただ、結果を求めるだけでなく、選手一人一人が最大限のポテンシャルを発揮できるよう支援するシステムが整っています。この点で、佐々木選手がドジャースに加わることで、どのように成長し、どのような新しい歴史を築いていくのか、私たちは、その瞬間を目撃できる日が来ることを心待ちにしています。ジョエル・ルフ氏が明らかにしたもう一つの興味深い点は、佐々木選手が他の 現役選手たちと直接会うことを避けたことです。彼の決断は、プレッシャーや影響を避け、自分自身の意思で最善の選択をするためのものだと考えられます。その独立した姿勢もまた、彼のプロフェッショナリズムと自信を感じさせます。これは、ドジャースのファンにとっても非常にエキサイティングなニュースです。もちろん、ドジャースファンの皆さんとしては、彼が正式にサインする日が待ちきれないことでしょう。ですが、この移籍市場のプロセスは、選手にとっても重要な時期であり、焦らずに見守ることも大切です。1月15日のウィンドウが開いた後、彼の最終的な決断がどのように進むのか注目ですね。そして、ジョエル・ウルフ氏の言葉にあるように、佐々木選手がどのチームを選ぶにせよ、彼の目指す偉大さは間違いなく実現するでしょう。佐々木選手がもしドジャースに加入した場合、その影響は計り知れないものがあります。彼のような才能ある若いピッチャーが加わることで、チームの投手陣がさらに強化され、次世代の MLB スターとしての期待が膨らみます。そして、ドジャースの既存の選手たちとの化学反応がどのように生まれるのか、ファンとしては見逃せないポイントです。ムーキー・ベッツ選手やフレディ・フリーマン選手との連携、そして監督陣の指導の下で、彼がどのような進化を遂げるのか、想像するだけでワクワクします。また、佐々木選手の移籍がもたらす文化的な影響も大きいでしょう。彼のような国際的なスターがドジャースに加わることで、日本のファン層がさらに広がり、チームのグローバルな人気が一層高まることが予想されます。ドジャースがこれまでも大谷翔平選手のような日本人選手に注目してきたことを考えると、佐々木選手の加入はその延長線上にあると言えるでしょう。彼がもたらす新しいエネルギーは、チームだけでなく、MLB 全体にも新たな風を吹き込むことでしょう。最後に、皆さんのドジャースへの愛と応援が、これからもチームに大きな力を与えることをお伝えしたいと思います。今年もドジャースは新たな挑戦に向けて突き進みます。そして、このチャンネルを通じて皆さんと一緒にその旅を共有できることを心から楽しみにしています。コメント欄でぜひご意見をお聞かせください。佐々木選手の移籍について皆さんはどうお考えでしょうか。ドジャースにとってどのような影響を与えると思いますか。コメントで皆さんの熱い思いをシェアしてください。また、この動画が面白いと思った方はボタンを押していただけると励みになります。さらに、まだチャンネル登録をされていない方は、ぜひチャンネル登録をよろしくお願いします。ドジャースや MLB の最新ニュース、そして特別なコンテンツを見逃さないようにしましょう。それでは次回の動画でまたお会いしましょう。今年もドジャースの活躍を期待しながら、一緒に応援していきましょう。